You've spent weeks growing that beard, carefully shaping your mustache, or debating whether to go clean-shaven. But here's what most guys never hear. Women have shockingly specific opinions about your facial hair, and some styles are instant turnoffs, while others make you significantly more attractive. I surveyed over 200 women about men's facial hair, and what they revealed might make you rethink everything about what's on your face right now. Drop a comment real quick. Are you currently rocking facial hair, clean-shaven, or somewhere in between? So I'm Dr. Fiona Gray, and in my practice, I've had countless conversations with women about attraction. Facial hair comes up more often than you'd think. And look, the reactions I got from this survey were fascinating because women were brutally honest when they knew men weren't in the room. Some styles got unanimous praise. Others, let's just say the reactions were less than kind. Starting with the style that got the most love across the board. The 5 o'clock shadow, light scruff, that barely there stubble that says you didn't shave this morning, but you're not trying to audition for a lumberjack commercial either. Women loved this one almost universally. One woman told me it's the perfect balance between rugged and clean. Another said it works on almost any face shape, even guys with patchy growth. And here's why this matters from a biological standpoint. That light stubble signals maturity and masculinity without looking unkempt. It's the Goldilocks zone of facial hair. Not too much, not too little. The women I spoke with said it looks effortless in the best way possible. And that's attractive because confidence comes from looking like you're not trying too hard. The second style that got surprising enthusiasm, the well-maintained full beard. Now here's the critical word. Well-maintained. Women were very clear about this distinction. A full beard that's trimmed, oiled, and shaped got comments like sophisticated, distinguished, and really sexy if done right. But, and this is important, the key phrase was, if done right. One woman explained it perfectly. She said, a groomed beard shows a man takes care of himself. It's not just letting hair grow wild on your face. You're actively maintaining it, which signals you pay attention to details. But stay with me, because the flip side of this reveals something crucial. The same full beard style, when it's not maintained, got absolutely destroyed in the survey. Scraggly, unkempt, long beards that look like they hadn't seen a trimmer in months, women used words like homeless, dirty, and deal breaker. Multiple women said they could see food stuck in long, untrimmed beards they'd encountered, and that image alone was enough to kill any attraction. So if you're going for a full beard, you need to commit to the maintenance. We're talking regular trimming, beard oil to keep it soft, and actual shaping. Otherwise, you're better off keeping it shorter. Now this next one divided the room completely. The mustache. Some women absolutely loved it. I had women tell me a good mustache is incredibly attractive, especially the styled ones with a slight curl at the ends. They said it gives off vintage charm, confidence, and a certain playfulness that's appealing. But here's where it gets interesting. An equal number of women said mustaches give them immediate creep vibes. One woman said, unless you look like you stepped out of a 1940s film, it's probably not going to work. Another told me the line between hipster cool and creepy uncle is razor thin with a mustache, and most guys don't realize which side they're landing on. If you're considering a mustache, you need to be really honest with yourself about your overall look and face shape, and maybe get a second opinion from a woman you trust before committing to it long term. The style that works surprisingly well on the right guy, the goatee or chin-only beard. Now I know what you're thinking, because goatees got a bad reputation in the early 2000s. But modern goatees, the ones that are well-shaped and proportional to your face, actually got positive feedback from women who appreciated the definition it creates. Here's what women noticed. A properly shaped goatee can give the illusion of a stronger jawline. It's like contouring for men. Several women compared it directly to how they use makeup to enhance their features. One woman said, if a guy doesn't have a strong, natural jawline, a well-trimmed beard along the chin and jaw can create that definition. That's valuable information. But, and this is crucial, it has to look natural, not forced. Overly sharp lines that are clearly carved out with a razor got comments like, too try-hard, and looks fake. The key is subtle enhancement, not drawing a new face on top of your actual face. Wait until you hear what happened when I showed women the truly experimental styles. The mutton chops. You know, those sideburns that extend down but leave the chin bare? Universal rejection. Women said things like, I didn't even know that was still a thing, and he looks like he got distracted halfway through shaving. One woman tried to be diplomatic and said maybe it worked in a different era, but every other woman just laughed and said, no era, it's never worked. The problem is, it ends at a weird spot on the face that draws attention to what's missing rather than what's there. And then there were the styles that seemed designed purely for shock value. The neck beard, the chin strap that's just a thin line, the circular beard that goes around the mouth like a donut. Women's reactions ranged from confused to genuinely concerned. Multiple women asked if these were jokes or if men actually wore these styles seriously. But here's what every woman agreed on, regardless of which specific style they preferred. Cleanliness and maintenance matter more than the actual style choice. A clean-shaven face that's well moisturized beats a patchy, unkempt beard every single time. Light stubble that's even and intentional beats a scraggly attempt at a full beard. The through line in every positive reaction was that the man clearly cared for whatever look he chose. Women notice when you're putting in effort versus when you're just letting things happen to your face. One woman put it brilliantly. She said, facial hair is a choice you're making about how you present yourself to the world, so make it intentional. Before and after photos in my survey revealed something powerful. The same man with an untrimmed, overgrown beard got negative reactions. But after a professional trim and shape, women said he looked years younger, more put together, and significantly more attractive. The difference was dramatic, and it was purely about grooming, not about changing the fundamental style. So here's your action plan based on what women actually want. First, be honest about your facial hair growth pattern. If you can grow thick, even facial hair, you have more options. Full beards, goatees, or stubble will all work if maintained properly. But if your growth is patchy, stick with styles that work with that reality. Light stubble often looks better than a patchy full beard. Second, invest in proper tools. A quality trimmer with multiple guard lengths. Beard oil if you're keeping any length. A good razor for clean lines. Women notice the difference between carefully maintained facial hair and just letting it grow. Third, match your facial hair to your overall style and face shape. If you dress casually and rugged, a fuller beard makes sense. If you're in a corporate environment, cleaner styles like stubble or a neat goatee might serve you better. And pay attention to your face shape. Longer faces can handle fuller beards. Rounder faces benefit from styles that create definition along the jaw. Fourth, get honest feedback. Ask a female friend or colleague what they think. Not whether they like facial hair in general, but specifically how your current style looks on you. Women in my survey said they wish more men would just ask because they'd happily give honest advice. And finally, commit to maintenance or don't bother. The single biggest complaint from women wasn't about any specific style. It was about guys who clearly weren't taking care of whatever they had going on. If you're not willing to trim regularly, use products to keep it soft and clean, and actually shape it intentionally, you're better off staying clean-shaven. Your facial hair is one of the most noticeable aspects of your appearance, and women are paying attention to it whether you realize it or not. The difference between a style that makes you more attractive and one that works against you often comes down to grooming and intentionality, not the fundamental choice of what to grow. So take an honest look in the mirror. Is what you're doing working for you or is it time for a change? The women I surveyed gave you the blueprint. Now it's up to you to use it.